Phase 1 of the Gaza peace deal has been accepted and is underway. All remaining hostages are coming home. President Trump announced the agreement late Wednesday. CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell has details.
Thank you very much, everybody.
You did it! Some of the hostage families celebrated with President Trump over the phone. Others celebrated in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square. President Trump praised the deal on Fox News with Sean Hannity.
So great for Israel, so great for Muslims, for the Arab countries, and so great for this country, for the United States of America, and that we could be involved in, making a deal like this happen, because it was, many years they talked about peace in the Middle East. This is more than Gaza. This is peace in the Middle East.
He talked about what's coming.
You'll see Gaza being rebuilt. We're forming a council that the Council of Peace, we think it's going to be called, and it's going to be very powerful. And it's going to really, I think to a large extent, it's going to have a lot to do with the whole Gaza situation. People are going to be taken care of. It's going to be a different world. I think really the Middle East came together.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu released this statement. With the approval of the first phase of the plan, all our hostages will be brought home. This is a diplomatic success and a national and moral victory for the state of Israel. From the beginning, I made it clear we will not rest until all our hostages return and all our goals are achieved. Through steadfast resolve, powerful military action, and the great efforts of our great friend and ally, President Trump, we have reached this critical turning point. President Trump is expected to arrive in Israel on Sunday to celebrate the agreement. The hostages are expected to be released on Monday, an achievement Israelis and others worldwide have hoped for and prayed for more than 2 years.
Earlier, I spoke with Kenneth Abramowitz, the founder of Save the West, chairman of Citizens for National Security, and author of The Multi-Front War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. He believes that we're witnessing the beginning of the end for Hamas, which he describes as a terrorist organization resembling a death cult.
The history of death cults is that they die. they go down with the ship. World War II, for example, the Japanese death cult and the German death cult, they died. They lost.
Well, Israel has already said it's starting an initial withdrawal to a Gaza pullback line. Is that a good idea?
No, that's a bad idea. Whenever you give a concession to a death cult, you reduce the chances that the death cult will surrender. As I said, death cults don't go away easily.
Well, Hamas refuses to disarm. It agrees to turn over rockets, but not their guns. So how significant is that?
Well, this is typical when you're negotiating with a terror organization. You ask them to do 10 things, and they say, I'll do one of them and maybe the other 9. So, you're dealing with people who basically, I put them in the animal category. It's like negotiating with a lion. Pretend lions speak English. And you say, Mr. Lion, would you mind please just going into the corner? And the lion says, no, I want to eat you for lunch. I can't eat you for lunch if I'm sitting in the corner.
And they don't want to stay in the corner. They want to roll in the transition to a new governing authority for Gaza. That would kind of be like, wouldn't it, allowing the Nazis to continue on at the end of World War II in the transition there? So should Hamas be included?
Yeah. No, it's the same issue we were just chatting about with the lion. The lion's only staying in the corner if you have a whip and a gun and a knife. As soon as you don't have a whip, a knife, and a gun, they're not in the corner. Well, the same with Hamas. So Hamas wants to keep the war going forever. By the way, the war's been going on for 1,400 years, ever since Muhammad and his followers made the decision to take over the world, roughly in the year 632.
Those of us who know the Bible say it's gone on even longer than that. I mean, who can forget David and Goliath, right? The Philistines.
Well, that's a very good point. If you want to go further back in the past, let's say 3,300 years ago when the Bible, the Torah, the Ten Commandments was delivered, you could say the war has been 3,300 years, ever since Israel or the early Jews, declared war on paganism.
And on the second anniversary week of October 7th, the massacre of Israelis and Americans, the mantra has been, as with the Nazi Holocaust against Jews, never again. Will a Gaza agreement ensure never again?
Well, the only way to help, not that you can guarantee it, but hope to more guarantee it, is a total Israeli-American victory over Hamas, total death and destruction of the death cult, and then elimination of the death cult. That will make it more clear to the next death cult, just like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, by the way, they were death cults, and America attacked them. And similarly, we have to stand firm on Hamas for the same reasons.
Okay, Ken Abramowitz, thanks for sharing your insights. We appreciate it.
A pleasure to be with you anytime.